you the cover.
It's a figure of speech.
I understand it.
When I say you, why do you not want to read the book, the Quran? To me, it appears you're judging the book by itself.
And I'm asking you, right? You want me to look inside instead of looking at the outside. That is what judging the book by cover means. It does, right?
I think you don't understand.
But I want you to
judging a book
right?
by its cover,
yes.
meaning without reading it, you're passing a judgment upon it.
Passing a judgment, yes.
Yes. So, Mike, I asked you several times why you don't want to read the Quran. So far, you haven't given any logical answer to that.
Because I told you already, I don't need to read it. You all are the proponents of the book, right?
No.
Right? It's been drilled into you from the time you're born. Why do I have to read it? I listen to you talking. You talk about the Quran.
I've already responded to that.
Mickey Mouse story to me. You won't get to read it.
I have already responded to you several times now.
Yes.
But you brought the same point again. I told you that in the past you might listen to 10 or 20 or 25% of the Quran. Yes? But that's still not the entire Quran. I told you also, in addition to that, that maybe the part that Allah wants you to listen, and for you to get an understanding, might be the part that you did not read in the Quran. So for you not to deprive yourself of that opportunity and just say, I don't want to read the Quran because it's the Quran. Okay?
No, I didn't say that.
So why you don't want to read it then?
Because of you.
Okay, I think we should end this here.
When I say you, I mean you and the other Muslims.
Yeah, I know what he said, I know. And I've already responded to that.
You know well you what I'm saying.
But I've already responded to that.
Because of you, because you see what you're trying to say.
What I'm trying to say.
You are what you call the vanguard of Islam, right?
Say again?
The vanguard. You're the one up front pushing it.
Yeah, we represent Islam.
Right.
Yes.
So I don't need to get to the book. I'm going to listen to you, right?
But you see,
when you talk nonsense, right? Or tell me foolish stories that make no sense, right?
We didn't tell any stories.
Listen, it's the same foolishness in here. You see someone in here defending Islam, right?
For someone to
listen, wait. They're defending Islam down to the ground. I ask them certain questions they can't answer. You know the next thing.
Have I not answered your question?
No, not you particularly. You know what they do? They say, hold on a minute. I'm going to get the imam.
Why is that wrong?
It's wrong because let me ask a question.
Why is it wrong to ask someone?
And let me tell you why it's wrong to me. Listen.
Only an arrogant person will say that I know everything.
Listen,
see, in fact, the Quran says that if you do not know, ask the people of knowledge.
The
Quran itself advises you.
Can you let me explain?
Yeah, go on.
The man is defending his religion, right?
Yes.
And when I tell you defending it, I mean defending it, right?
Yes.
When I ask him questions now that he can't answer, right? The man shouts and says, let me go and get the imam. So I said, no. You are capable of defending your religion, right? From the thing, if you want to defend it, you don't need the imam. The question I'm asking is this. Does the imam know something you don't know?
It's possible.
Do they read the same book?
Yes.
And why does the imam know something he doesn't know?
Very simple. The imam is qualified.
Qualified?
Can I finish?
Yes.
I'll listen to you.
Yes.
Give me the same courtesy, please.
Thank you.
Okay. An imam, by definition, is someone who is learned more than a layman. More than the layman. So a layman might not have come across certain verses or the deeper meaning of it. Just like a priest from a Christian perspective, he might know something that the layman might not know. For example, if you ask certain people how to interpret certain verses of the Bible, yes, they will have a different meaning to what a learned Christian might give them a response to.
But is the learned Christian correct?
Let me finish. I'm coming back. It doesn't mean the imam is correct all the time. However,
is he correct at all?
You really need to have patience. An imam, if he has learned his stuff, yes, it means he knows it from the perspective of what he's been taught. But it is possible the imam himself might have to ask someone who knows more than him as well. And there is always going to be someone who knows more than you in this world. This brings us to a story which is not in the Bible. It's called Surah Al-Kahf. Yes? The companions of the cave. In that there is a story about Moses and about a pious man who God had given more knowledge than Musa alayhi salam, than Moses.
You told me that story today.
Yeah? God works in mysterious ways. So you see, Moses was under the impression because he was a messenger of God and he was favored by God. Yes, he knows everything. He had this some sort of sort of an arrogance that he knows everything. But it turns this man who knew more than him. Yes, his name is not given, but he was basically a pious man who also was given the story. Sorry? Yeah, but the Khidr, I don't think the name is given. Yes, the name is not given in the Quran. Okay, Khidr alayhi salam. Khidr, he's also a pious man appointed by God. Khidr, I just told you. Khidr, Khidr. Okay, so this man knows more than Moses because he knows certain things of the unseen. For example, he knew that there was a king who would destroy certain boats if they came by his kingdom. And what Khidr did was he basically broke a boat of a fisherman who was going to pass by that just because without his permission. So he broke somebody's boat. Basically, he did not break it, he damaged it a bit to make it seem not appealing to the king who would nab it because he would always take only the perfect boat. So Khidr, he basically damaged it so that this king would not confiscate his boat. So he did him a favor by breaking his boat, by damaging his boat, in a way. So this is something Musa, when he saw that he broke his boat without any reason, without any explanation, yes, he said, you have done something that is wrong. That is something that I will not accept. That is something that is basically not logical. Musa is telling that person, Khidr, why did you break that boat? Yes, it is not rightful of you to do this, to damage somebody else's property. So that man Khidr responded to him, have patience. Yes, because he knew the reason and Moses did not know. So it happened several times, several different stories similar to this. There was another one where there was an orphan whose parents had buried a treasure under a wall, and this wall was about to fall down and break, and the treasure be revealed. And because these children who were orphans, they were still young. Yes, maybe somebody else will plunder their inheritance, which is this treasure under the wall. So what Khidr did was he basically fixed somebody's wall at no expenses, just like that. And Musa would ask him, why would you do that? Why would you waste your time, any effort for doing this? Yes, I'm paraphrasing here, something similar. So, this is Moses questioning him, why are you doing this? So at the end of that journey, he explains all these things, why he damaged the boat, why he rebuilt the wall of the orphans, because their parents had left them this inheritance. If the wall had fallen, they would have lost their treasure and their inheritance. So he basically put it up again. So this is what I'm saying. When Moses came across this person, then he realized that there are people more intelligent, more knowledgeable than him as well. So Allah wanted to humble him, that come back to reality of humility, that you, even though you might be favored and might be knowledgeable, might be the messenger of God, you are still not the most knowledgeable among people. Now this is a story which we learn humility from. That's even, again? That's not in the Bible. Surah Kahf is not in the Bible. Surah Kahf is not in the Bible because this story is about the Christians.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. The question I was going to ask you, right, is Khidr known by any other name?
No, that's not the name. Maybe, look, in other religions, I don't know. Yeah. But in Islam, he's known as Khidr.
Yes, but as I say, I was trying to equate it with some other religion by another name, but I've never heard of it.
You won't know until you read the Quran.
You would be true there.
So if you want to compare it with other religions, you need to read it.
I want to let you know something, right? Yes. You've been in a library before, have you?
Second,
You've been in a library before. There's a section called fiction,
yes,
and one called religion, non-fiction, right?
I think it's called other things, but
yeah.
I get your meaning.
You have a non-fiction side and a fiction side, right? And they're quite big, aren't you? You will say that. The fiction side is very big too.
Depends on library you go to.
Yeah.
The library I go to, the fiction side, the fiction is quite small actually. Carry on, what's the point you're making?
The point I'm making is this, right? If you go in the non-fiction side of the library, right, you can read some excellent books.
I didn't deny that.
No, I'm trying to
I didn't deny
say
it. What's the point?
Listen, they're brilliant. You get what I mean.
What is the point?
But they're not true.
information.
You see, for fiction,
Man is very smart.
listen to me.
Do not underestimate
If something
man,
is not
right?
true, something is not true, if something is a made-up story, that doesn't mean you cannot get moral value from it.
No, I'm not talking more about
But I'm talking about moral value. Just because it's not true,
right?
my friend, listen, just because the story is
Man
not true,
is very
it
smart.
doesn't mean you cannot get value from it. In fact, there are many stories people make up, wise people make up, in order to give you an analogy or to give you a meaning, give you a moral story. They can make up stories to give it to you, and there's not, I don't see anything wrong in that.
I didn't say there's anything wrong.
What is the point you were
But
making?
you have to be able to determine, right?
Yeah.
When these stories, right, are not true.
Exactly.
And make no sense, right?
I agree, yeah.
Because that one kind of man is very smart. He didn't just get smart yesterday, you know. He was damn smart from the beginning.
In order to do
He
that,
can make stories up.
I agree.
Very, very,
I
very
agree.
good. So you have to realize, right, when he's put one on you.
okay, in order for you to determine whether something is fiction or not fiction, do you need to read it?
Huh?
Do you need to read it?
You can hear it too.
No, but if you can't hear
You
it,
can read it or you can hear
let's
it.
say you don't have an opportunity to read it, sorry, to hear it,
Yeah.
then do you need to read it?
If I didn't have an opportunity,
To hear it.
why would I need to read it?
To determine whether it's fiction or not. To determine whether it's fiction or not.
Yeah, you can, yes, you read it.
Do you need to
yes.
read it?
Yes, you don't
Read the
need
Quran.
to.
Read the Quran.
Yeah.
Because you see, for you
Yeah.
to make up these things, for example, you said you have a creator. And then you said the creator is who? Is it a different being to you or the same being?
I'm in his image and likeness.
Okay, so you're in his image.
I don't know about you.
The image and likeness of the creator. Yes? So are you saying you look like the creator?
That's right.
Okay. Do the people other than you look like the creator?
Other than me,
Yes.
they look like theirs.
They look like
Their own, not mine.
their own what?
Creator.
So there is more than one creator.
Yep.
Okay. How do you know that they all are creators?
My one.
Sounds like fiction to me.
No. My creator, where you tell me how you get
No,
here.
you're the one made the claim, so tell me how they're the
You
creator.
tell me how you get here.
How did you come to the conclusion they are your creator?
From my book.
Which is?
My book.
Which is?
Well, the name is there, is it?
Say it loudly, why are you afraid?
My book.
Say it.
Man is dead. I said my book.
The Bible?
No, I didn't say the Bible.
Actually, you did earlier.
No.
Man is made in the
You
image of man is made in the image of God is from which book?
It's from the Bible, right?
That's my case.
But it's from my book,
Oh, your book copied from that?
right?
It came before that.
The Bible is from my book.
What is it called? I want to read it.
Listen, the
You know, unlike
name-
you, I like to read
Well,
books.
listen. You see, the problem with you, right?
What is the name of the
You
book?
trying to drive a name or something that you
No,
understand.
no, just like you said, what is the name of that man, Kidder? Remember? He insisted I know the name. But now when I'm asking him the
No.
name of his book, he's reluctant.
No, listen.
You know the guy cannot
Listen.
understand by his own principle.
No, listen. He brought a man name up, right?
Sorry, I what?
You brought a man name up, is it?
I brought up man's
Man
name
name
because
up.
you insisted.
That no, that
Did he not insist?
nobody outside
How
of
many read your
Islam
book?
know anything about.
How do you know
I want to
that?
read your book. How do I find it?
How do you know that?
Well-
Have you read all the books of all the religions?
I've never heard of that name.
So why? Oh, just because you didn't hear it doesn't exist. Wow.
I didn't say-
I didn't know you were the fountain of all knowledge of the world.
I never said that.
So how
I
do
said
you-
I've never heard of it.
Just because you haven't heard of it,
Right.
can it exist?
You have heard of Qadr before?
Never heard of it before the man told me.
Well, listen.
No, I didn't say I didn't hear.
Listen.
Just
Like
because
you're
look,
Muslim?
I heard of
But
Khidr,
you would
no
hear
one
this,
can say I did not.
It comes from your story?
So why you're reluctant to tell me the name of the book? You think I'll read it? I
No.
might become more knowledgeable than you?
No, I don't want you reading it.
You don't want me reading it? What's so bad about it?
Because you're very good, right? You're very good at what this word they call thing. When people like to look at a story and they twist it and put themselves in it.
Oh, I might twist this book.
No, I didn't
Wow.
say that.
What were you trying to get at?
You see,
You see, the reason you don't want to tell me a book is because maybe you're embarrassed by that book.
No.
Maybe it's something
I
that we
just
know
tell you
about
the name.
and we don't want to expose it
the
to.
name is my book.
My book is not a name.
My book is not a name?
No.
So what's the name then?
You tell me? You're the one going on about my book, my book.
I tell you the name is my book. And you telling me my book is not a name.
When you
What
say,
name you want
okay,
it
so
to
you're
have?
saying I'll go to the library, I'll find a book for my book.
No, I ain't in the library.
So where will I find it? Where will I
It's not
find
in
it?
the library. You're not
So-
supposed
so
to
it's-
know.
Oh, it's a
That's
secret
what
book.
you done, yes. You're not
Wow.
supposed to know. That's what I'm
I
trying to
think
tell you.
we should end it here because if you're too arrogant to even let
I'm
people
not
know
arrogant.
what your religion is
I am
and
not
what your
arrogant.
yes, because you said you're not supposed to know.
Yes.
Means you have judged me that I will somehow change your book.
Listen.
Oh,
You know why you are not
it's a
supposed
private
to
book.
know?
It's
You
a
know
private
why you
book.
are not supposed?
It's a private book.
You want to know so you can practice rendition again.
Rendition. What's he on about? Seriously, what is he on about?
You don't know what rendition is?
I know, but why would you think I'm trying to do something like that?
Because you've done it already. Not just you, the
Give me an
Christians
example where
too.
I've done it. Give me an example, go on. Give me an
All
example.
you are-
Where did I change anybody's book? Give me an example, go on. You made an accusation,
All right.
let's see if we can back it up.
All right.
Go on.
I can ask you questions, right?
No, tell me which book did I change the meaning of, or a book that I've altered, which you consider as rendition. What does rendition? What does rendition mean?
You don't have to.
No, what does rendition mean?
Listen.
What does rendition
I can
mean?
give you an example.
Yeah, go on.
Right?
Give me an example from me.
Right.
You put the accusation towards me.
I can give you an example, right? Of rendition, right? I can write a story, right? My name is Tree in the story, right? Tree is my name.
I'm listening, carry on.
Right. My name is Tree, right? And this story that I made, right, is in Barbados, where I'm from. You get what I mean? Everything in this story is about Barbados, the names, everything. And my name is Tree. You can pick that book up and read it and say to yourself, I like this story here. You get what I mean? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna alter the location. You change the name from Tree to Walk. You're from where?
Regardless, carry on, I get your meaning.
Well, you get my meaning, is it?
So where did you see such an example in me?
In you?
Yes, because you made the accusation towards me.
Yes, not in you.
No, you said it to me.
Listen, not in you.
Did he not make that I do this rendition? Did he not say that?
No.
Yes, exactly.
I say, listen,
You know, just because you have some sort of prejudice towards Islam, maybe that's the reason you don't want to listen to the Quran. Sorry, don't want to study the Quran in your own time, and somehow you want to know things about Islam. We have no issues about telling about Islam. But when a man comes to me and tells me that I have my own book, and I cannot tell you the name of your book because you accuse me of rendition, then you have got some issues with me personally, maybe.
not you personally.
And what is your issue for not telling me the book? Why not telling me the name of the book?
Because you don't need to know.
Why do you think I don't need to know?
Because it isn't for you.
Why do you think it's not for me?
It was never for you.
Are you saying I'm unable to understand it? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not sure you would.
Oh, so you're saying I might not understand it?
It's not for you.
Am I able to understand your book?
No.
What language is it?
Forget the language. You
Why?
won't understand
Why not?
it, right?
You want to know about Islam? Why can't I ask about question about it? You got all defensive now.
No.
You see what I mean?
Listen.
Look, unless you got something to hide about your face, unless it's some sort of a Satan cult or something, and I'm not saying you are, yes, then you don't got nothing to be embarrassed about. If this is such a great book, then you would rather read that book, not the Quran, then you must consider that book to be good.
You see you, right?
Sorry, say again?
You have a reason, right?
Reason for what?
For wanting everybody to read the Quran.
I have a reason, yes.
Yeah.
My reason is for them to acquire the knowledge of Islam and to acquire the guidance from Allah so that they can have a better life here and in the hereafter. You see, I don't hide things. In fact, my book is not something to be hidden, but something to be propagated, unlike your book. Your book, you're implying that I might not understand it, right?
Not that you wouldn't understand it.
Okay, so why do you think
not going to see it?
Why not?
So you're not going to get the chance.
Give me one good reason that I wouldn't like your book. Give me one good
I
reason.
didn't say you wouldn't like it.
So I would like it, okay? We have established that.
No.
Then why would I not want to read it? If
You
tell
may
me.
want to read it,
But what?
but it's not for you.
Why? Does the book say it is not for me, Hashim in it?
Yeah, you're not for you.
Does it say my name in it?
No, not your name.
So why do you say it's not for me?
It's not for you.
Why?
Because you see, all I know you still
You know, even if
what I'm
it's,
saying
look,
to you.
the Bible is not for me.
Huh?
The Bible is not for me, but I read it.
The Bible is not, we're reading it for.
Wait, even though your book is not for me, I wouldn't mind reading it if it was good.
No, I don't want you to read it.
Because the Bible is the one that came before the Quran. If you ask me a question, allow me to answer. Okay. The Quran is something which basically precedes all the previous scriptures, all the previous books. So we don't need the Bible to understand how we can attain salvation, how we can attain guidance. There are many things in the Bible which are questionable, which I would not expect the children, your children or yourselves to read. Yes? And to me, that is not something that is come from God. About talking about pornography in the Bible is something that is, you not learn something anything from it. Are you guys unaware of it? I'll give you the words if you want. Okay, so what I'm saying is that there are many things that I would agree with in the Bible. I'm not saying it's completely wrong. Okay, so don't get me wrong. There are many things that you derive.
You say the Quran is older.
The Quran is not older. The Quran is a new version and the latest version and the last version of the scriptures of the previous scriptures. So it's like you having Windows 10 and you still insist on using Windows, I don't know, 8 or something. You see what I mean? So just to understand, this is the latest version and we say it is the one that you need to read to have adequate information for your salvation. But there are many things in the Bible. For example, the Bible teaches us things like you believe that Jesus, I don't know, are you Christians? No, you're not. You are?